Hey guys, welcome back to Hardly Working. I'm gonna get started on this green four-wheeler. I've got nothing else done besides testing out the plastic refinishing. That didn't work out. So I just tried to start this thing again. This battery's bad, but you can hook up a jumper and jump it. And it runs for about 5 seconds and it dies. So it's definitely a fuel issue we have in the carburetor. I just wanna get that all torn apart. The airbox is really dirty anyway. I wanna get that cleaned out. I guess let's just start ripping into this thing. The first thing I'm gonna do is take off these ugly grandpa mirrors because they're rusty and ugly. Show exactly what I'm doing here. Let's try the other side. Oops. I guess that's what we're dealing with. This goes into the handlebar. Not sure what that bolt does. I guess let's go back to the other side. Oh, looks like they just pull out. That was kind of dumb of me. They just pull out. Oh my gosh, that cleans it up a lot. You're going straight in the dumpster. Garbage. I'm replacing these grips also. Terrible grips. Not sure what these are. They just look like extra hardware to me. They're ugly, so they're gonna come off as well. Let's go ahead and take this headlight assembly out, or not headlight. This thing doesn't have high beams, does it? So we just gotta pop out these little plastic connectors here. Is that? Just pop right off now. Look at that. What the hell this is? Can come right out. Okay. Get all this unnecessary metal out of there. And that gives us more access so we can, oh, I see some cut wires already. Next I'm gonna try and remove the gas tank. First I gotta pop this out of here. It's pretty dirty down in there. Like T30s or T40s. And then the fuel line coming out is right there. That should have enough play where I can just pull it out and then figure out my fuel line situation. So T30s, I believe. Pop this out first. Fuel line there. And we're leaking. We're leaking. We're gonna grab the bucket that's right there, then put it underneath here. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Now, okay, got the fuel tank out without too much hassle. Underneath here is what we're looking like. There's the airbox, pretty nasty and dirty. I made a pretty bad discovery. So when this last person put this thing together, they didn't have the air boot all the way on. So this thing was just like, it was sucking air not from the air filter. So we could have, I mean, it starts, so I know we've got compression. I think we've got good compression because I pulled on it and it, but that's never a good thing to be sucking dirty air. And we also have a cracked boot there anyway. It's cracked there anyway. So we could have boot issues there. It's pretty crusty under here. You can see in there, really dirty. These screws are stripped. I've been trying to get them out. I'm gonna grab a vice grip or something. Yeah, we're gonna try to get the carburetor out and onto the bench. Not sure what kind of design this is. This is just the throttle lever, but it makes a really sharp bend right there into the steel piping. Unless the last person put it in wrong, which I'm guessing is the case. It shouldn't be at that angle. That's not how it's supposed to be. So whoever assembled this thing last time did not do the greatest of jobs. As you can see, we are stripped. Oh, maybe not. Pretty stripped, so I can't get these out. Maybe the vice grip will do the trick. Come on, Arctic Cat. So it looks like I'm gonna be drilling these things out. Let's go get the drill. There we go. Take this clamp off here. Not sure where this line goes to, but we'll find out. I can't get it out of there, huh? There we go. I want to get this all cleaned up, man. That's pretty nasty. Good news is our carb looks clean. And everything down here looks good. We got boot down there, looks really good. Electrical connections look pretty good in there. It's carburetor adjustment. But I didn't know that was there, but it's okay because I wanted to work on this thing anyway. Try and disconnect this fuel line. This is the automatic choke. I don't know if it's not working or not or what, but I'm just gonna disconnect that. These extra wires that are in here that I hooked up the battery to go to this, which is just 2 wires sticking up. So I'm gonna remove this fuse right away here. I guess the last thing to disconnect would be the throttle. And throttle cables are always a pain in the arse to remove. I never understand why they don't just make like a quick disconnect for that cable. Everything's dirty, so everything looks the same for you guys on camera. So hopefully I'm not making too crappy of a video. This cover here is our throttle. Remove the screw. Cover should come off. Yep, there we go. Push that cover off. Lose that screw. That wire is really, so this should be more contoured with that, but apparently it's not. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cover up this positive terminal because that's supposed to be covered. On the starter, I don't want to hit anything with that and touch ground. But yeah, let's see. Got that loose. Comes out of there. There's our throttle disconnected. Lastly, should just be this carburetor. Need a flathead screwdriver. Okay, there's everything. Carburetor out. So here's our carb. This is the automatic choke. So it's basically just a solenoid in there that gets controlled by the computer to know when to choke it. So when you go ahead and start the machine, you'll hear a little click, and that's the solenoid clicking to engage power to this relay. The relay clicking to engage power to the solenoid, which turns the choke, and that's what gives you your choke, so you don't have to mess with the thing on the dash. Who knows? I'm not good with those. Maybe that's not working at all. But first thing I'm gonna do is take some compressed air and dish soap and a brush and just kind of clean out these screws because they can strip if you don't get all the dirt out of them first. See how much cleaner that is in there for your screwdriver? Now, you're a lot less worried about stripping. I don't want to deal with stripped screws here. It's probably going to be the cleanest part. Since that looks so clean, I'm just going to put it back together. There's no jets in there or anything. Just wanted to check it out. Just cover back on it. Better clean out the outside first, then you don't get all that stuff that's on the outside into the inside. Okay, so I got this cover off. Underneath here is my jets, and look at how gross that looks. All that crap is in the main jet. Let's pull that off and see what we get. There's no way I can see light through that. You know, that's completely clogged. So that's our problem. Let me get my carb files. So here's all my carb cleaning brushes. I got one small enough to get through this jet. Much, much better. Just gonna clean this up with some carb cleaner. And then clean this up too. Whatever's in here. All right, let's see what we're looking on this. This is what you call your needle. This stops your flow of fuel. When the carburetor fills up, this will push against this and stop the flow of fuel. It looks really dirty in there. So it should be a direct shot to your fuel inlet. So there should be no restrictions there, because there's got to be a good seating surface in here for your needle to sit against. It'll be nice and clean in there. This was another jet, and it was also completely clogged. So jet number 2 is clogged. We found a reason this thing doesn't run. It's your jet number 2, and then I have to get a long screwdriver so I can reach into this hole and get the third jet out. All right, I got the whole thing all ready to go. Time to throw it back together. Okay, we can start throwing this thing back together. Hopeful that we fix the problem. There was a lot wrong with stuff inside of here, so it's gonna slide this needle back into this slot there. Put this float back into its spot in here, and then we need to take this little needle. Everything's called a needle on a carb. Slide it through. Make sure that's nice and good. And then this goes in the bottom of this pan. I cleaned out this drain also. Screws into there. Too many screwdrivers. Got all the jets back in. This goes right back in then. And then my 4 screws. So this goes in here like this. And this goes in there. This cover goes over top of it like this. You take your screws and pop them in there. All right, I think that's everything. We got that all nice and cleaned up, working properly. So I think we're ready to throw it back in the machine, but I don't see anything on the table, so I think we're in good shape. So go ahead and inspect this boot before I put that on. Everything looks good. Be clean in there. See if we can get this in here. Okay, that's tightened in. Here's that throttle cable. I'll hook that up again. Back how it's supposed to be, not so strained. This is the electronic choke. Plug that in right here to its connector. We'll zip tie that up again out of the way. This is the little cover that went over top of that electronic choke. Goes on there like so. Put this boot back on properly. Now it's actually on the carb like it's supposed to be. Now we can hook up our airbox again after I get that all cleaned out. All right guys, it's a different day now. I have the 4-wheeler airbox all cleaned out, as well as I went in and actually deep cleaned this thing. So I got all up in here. Everything inside is really, really clean. Even pressure washed the tires, which that's one of the items I need to replace in this machine is the tires. It's kind of a thing I wasn't expecting to have to do. But as you can see, I want to show you this airbox. It's all clean in there now. The air filter is going to get replaced. Don't worry about that because it's got a hole in the side. But it's good to just run for now. And now it runs great. So I'll set you up and start it up. Okay, I swear I had this thing running yesterday. I couldn't tell you what's going on here. Unless that tank is dirty and just more stuff got stuck in the carb. It's not leaking, so that's good, but what? This is my most concerned connection, and it's not leaking either. actually, so we gotta check this out. Okay, well I figured it out after it leaked all over the place. Drain on the bottom of the carburetor is right, it's a little, that little hose right there coming out of the bottom. There's a screw right next to it. And that screw must have had, it like has like a seat in there, it seats against, must have had a piece of gravel or something. So it wasn't sealing up. So I'd loosen it and then tighten it again and it would seal for like 5 seconds and then it would leak again. So I just had to, while it was leaking all over the place, I had to pull it out, clean it off, blow that out, and then screw it back in. And now it's not leaking anymore. So yesterday I brought this jet ski inside and I'm actually really impressed with how clean this thing is. I was able to use linseed oil to clean up this plastic, make it look a lot more new. Same thing here. This is what wasn't treated. This is was. Just makes a big difference, man. And then same thing up here. I coated that just to kind of test out what it's going to look like. The engine in here looks really good. This thing only has like 200 hours on it. I think that's it. I can't remember what it said. It doesn't have many hours on it at all. So it's good. That's really good. Tires on the trailer look fine. Overall, it's dirty, but this will be my next project. May is a really busy month, so I'm kind of just taking this as I can get it. I have parts on the way for the Arctic Cat. They'll take a while to get here. So the next videos will be a couple different projects, but that's where I am with this. I still have not sold my other jet ski. I can't order all my parts. I don't have quite enough money to order all my parts until I sell this jet ski. So that's what's kind of stopping me from doing this. But I got a couple other projects I got to get to today. Walking in the front yard, I just mowed. I want to show you how good our grass looks right now. We got some trees planted out here as well. But I just want to show you these stripes over here. They look really good. Take pride in the lawn. I know I'm a dad, but I think it's just nice to have good grass. So the next video is going to be me planting watermelons out in the garden. I'm going to head out there in a little bit and show you how my seeded pollinizer plants are doing. But another video after that will be fixing this mower. I have it's been great. I have one problem with it right now, where when you're mowing, you set it to 2.5 inches, which is where I want it, and it sags. It sits there. It should not be able to do this when the deck is down. You shouldn't be able to adjust that when the deck is down. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be locked in position. But you sit there and you mow, and then 5 minutes later you look, and you're down at 1 3/4 inches. That's a bad deal because you don't want to be scalping your lawn. So that'll be a video probably coming up. But let's head out to the garden. Let's take the mower. All right, everywhere we have a flag, there's watermelons coming up, pretty much. As you can see, some of them looking a little cold. We had, after I planted them, we had some really cold nights, and that kind of made these slow down a little bit. So I'm leaving 2 in place. I'm not going to thin them out yet, just in case this one happens to make it and this one doesn't. We'll wait till they're established. But for the most part, we have a good success rate. Over here was even worse for the cold. You could tell these were a little bit struggling in that cold, but we have one over here that didn't make it. As you can see, both these plants died. Too cold. Well, I guess another one too, but that's no problem. We'll just fill it in with plants that I get in the mail. For the most part, they all made it. That's all I care about. We'll have plenty of pollination out here. Sprinklers seem to be working good still. We got good moisture in the soil. That's good. And coming up here on, today is Saturday, on Wednesday or Thursday of next week, I'll be planting my seedlings that I'll get in the mail. That's a little update. All the watermelons are growing great. As I said, May is kind of a busy month for me and our whole family. Got a lot going on. I have to just kind of take things and do whatever I have time for. So I know that for sure the next video will be me planting seedlings, and then maybe fixing my mower, maybe working on the machines, but we'll see, depending on when I get those parts. But for this video, I think that's gonna be it. So if I'm lucky, I'll catch you in the next one.